What's going on, gaming nerds? Welcome back to Midnight Gaming with Mystic Nightmare. Glad you guys decided to come and hang out with me today. I appreciate it. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. It is midnight and we are back on Terra. That's right, guys, back on Terra. And I'll be honest with you guys, I've been working like a dog trying to get all of these maxed out. And it's been rough. It has not been easy at all, but that's okay because, let's face it, for the game, for you guys, I'll do what I have to do. So anyway, we've got the Venture up to 3. We've got the GeoCorp maxed out at 3, and I'm trying to get the GSO up to 5 so we can get, because I promised you guys an attack vehicle video. I'm trying to get it up to 5 so we can get the megaton cannons, because they moved them up to 5 now, and it's a big pain in the butt trying to get them. But I'm trying to do what I can, but I figured, you know what, today I haven't done an episode for quite a while, for, well, 5 days, more 5 days, whatever. We need to do an episode. I wanted to have a little bit of fun, and I rarely play with venture blocks. And I just had this idea the other day. I was actually on my way to my parents' birthday party. We celebrate it, both at the same, since they're in the same month. We celebrate them, blah blah blah, both on the same day. So I was over there on my way over there, and I was riding my motorcycle. And I just had this thought, you know what? What if we did a motorcycle in Terra? Now, I've been thinking about this a couple of days, and there's one problem that we're kind of faced with, and that's the fact that when you put a wheel on a block, it basically is too wide. For example, and the reason I'm way out here and not by the base is because we're going to do a little bit of speed trial testing, so I wanted to get a good distance, a nice long straight run. But as I was talking about before, if you put a wheel on, it's basically too wide. Where are the big wheels? The big wheels, the small wheels, it doesn't matter. They're too wide. So to get them to line up properly on a motorcycle, you have to go over to and attach them to that block so it'll line up in the center. Now, the reason I'm trying these blocks right here is because I think these ones are too big. Hell no and hell no, because they aren't going to do anything for a motorcycle. Neither are those. And those, unless you want a moped, they do not belong on a motorcycle, plain and simple. And I think that the Venture tires are going to be too small. Now, I worked so hard to get our Venture up to 3 because that's where the geostabilizers are. The gyro stabilizers are. So let's go ahead and throw these on there and see if that will work. God, that's so ugly. Look at that. How you have to go all the way out on both sides for that. That just, ugh. Anyway, okay, so we've got some pretty decent. It doesn't have a lot of lean to it. It's got a lot of control, which is great. It's probably because we got 4 freaking stabilizers on it, though. So I think once we get more weight on it, it's probably the geostabilizers are going to allow it to lean a little bit, because you definitely want your bike to lean. And because I want this to look as much as like a real motorcycle as I possibly can get it to look. And I don't want it to be some big honkin', GeoCorp. Is that what it is? Yeah, GeoCorp massive motorcycle, because the wheels are so big and so wide over there that you really don't even need the stabilizers. It'll pretty much stand up on its own. So we're not even going to worry about the big yellow blocks. I want it to look small, sleek. It's just going to be a fun driving around bike. I mean, if you guys want to if you want to copy the build and you want to stack a bunch of guns on it, great. But I just kind of want mine to look like as much like a real bike as it possibly can. So yeah, with rockets. We need rockets. Definitely need rockets on it. So okay, so what I'm going to do is, I don't like those wheels on it. They're too slow. They got great handling, but they're too slow. And if you guys notice, blocks have a lot of volume to them. See how wide they are? And that's one of the biggest problems with going out too like this, is how wide they are. So I wish there was just like a thin block that you could put. Oh wait, this might work right here. Oh yeah, see, that's a nice thin block. It doesn't take up a lot of volume, um, and it technically does count as going out as a second block. So that I think, but I don't like them having a light on it. I don't want lights shining off the side of it like that. That would look too Rice Runner-ish, I guess. Can we use one of these armor? No. Is there a thin armor? Oh yeah. Okay, so that I see now. I think that's probably perfect because it covers the entire width of the block, but it doesn't cover the depth. It's nice and thin and skinny, and I think I don't. Yeah, see, that's gonna stand up on its own. There's no way that is even gonna work. That's gonna be too high. Yuck. Yeah, yuck. Ugh. I think that the venture stuff. If you want a go-kart, yeah, sure. These are fast, but that looks like a moped. We don't do mopeds here. Not in Mystic Land. Okay, let's try these. Oh yeah. Oh, that's it right there. Oh baby, there you go. That looks like a dirt bike. Don't you guys think? That looks like a dirt bike. I like that. Is there any of these that we can cover those ugly nodes sticking out with? No. Hell no. That's gonna be my answer for everything tonight. Hell no. Is that? Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect. Oh yeah, I like that. And it actually looks like bike forks too. I guess I could do bike forks on this side too, but I don't want to do it on both sides. I want it to have as little block building as possible. And this, the turning radius is horrendous on this. And I bet that's because the venture blocks, the venture tires are made for speed. And if you've got a tire that's going to turn on a dime, then you're going to skid out when you're going 140, 200 miles per hour. So, yeah, that's okay though, because we are going to be. I'm kind of wanting this as like a speedy get around. Now this is just going to be a fun bike, plain and simple. That's all it's going to be. It's just a fun build. Nothing too over the top. I like that. That looks like a wheel well cover, so we'll put that there. Can we put one on the back, and maybe that doesn't look right. See, my bike, I've actually got a Suzuki Boulevard M50, and yep, and that's what my Suzuki Boulevard M50 looks like right there. Is it's got the rear wheel well sticks up like that. So this is actually looking a lot like my bike, except for the dirt bike tires. I like that. Okay, so we need some protection. And I want to make sure that we only need to use one. Oh crap! I don't have anything to charge them with. I only want to make. I want blah, 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 for the second time. Number 2, Mystic. Okay, I want to make sure that we have only one repair bubble and only one shield, and that's all we're gonna need, because I really don't want it to be some honkin' massive fat boy, Harley Davidson or whatever. So we're gonna do that. That's not working because I don't have batteries on it. Nice job, idiot. Doop doop doop. Mystic isn't thinking tonight. Wait, do we need batteries on it? No, we shouldn't need batteries. Why aren't you working? Oh, because... Oh. Doop doop doop, Mr. Mystic! Sorry guys, my brain is not working tonight. Okay, so we need to switch these around. I don't like where the shield actually sits by the tires. Oh, there we go. Okay, that's perfect. I like that. That's good. That's good. That's good. Okay. So... we're missing something. Oh, rockets. We said we wanted rockets, right? Let's put some rockets on this venture. Let's put some rockets on this bad boy. I'm only going to start out with one, because I want to see how well one works. And I want to... That really doesn't look like an engine, does it? And this is the only block right here that I can find that actually looks like an engine, which is actually kind of cool. Oh, whoops. Mainly because it's a fuel tank. So it kind of... Well, it's a fuel tank. It's not an engine, but it's closest thing to an engine, I guess you could say. Are you going to turn around sometime today, or... There we go. Now, why can't you... There we go. There we go. Whoa, where did that one come from? Okay, and I think they need to take off the transparency when you're first putting a block down. I mean, you can barely even see which direction that one's facing. That drives me nuts. Alright, so now we've got an engine on it. That kind of does look like an engine, doesn't it? I don't know. Anyway, I want to test this out and see how fast and how far it goes, just like this. Because this is actually what I was imagining in my head was going to be a nice, small, sleek, good-looking little bike like this. Kind of looks like a dirt bike though. So top speed right now with just these tires is 65. When we boost, 87, 85 to 87. Let's see how far it actually goes on two tanks like this. Because if you can use this as like a touring, or not a touring bike, but just like an exploring bike, that's not bad. That went all the way across the salt flats that we're actually camped on. That is not bad at all. Let's let it fill up so we can go all the way back. Okay, so flats again is 65 and hit the boost. We're at 87. Can it turn? Oh, you scrape excuse me, you scrape the side of the wheel a little bit when you're turning left. It's actually got really good handling. That's really surprising. It's got even while it's got the rocket going, it's got really good handling. Look at this. I'm gonna rocket. Look at that. That's actually not bad handling. Oh, she's spinning a little bit. Okay, so we gotta do it, right guys? We gotta do it. You know what I'm talking about. We gotta get it done. We gotta do it. We gotta put a whole bunch of rockets on it and see how fast we can get it going, right? So to do that, we might as well put another tank on the stinking thing. And I'm going to move this one up here. I'm going to place that one because it's too invisible to see when you're trying to place it initially. And we'll put a tank there. We'll move the tank up here. And then we'll put a tank back here. Whoops, I was in the right there. Okay. And now we need places to put our other rockets. How about one up there? How about a block there? Block there. One up there. And then the piece de resistance. We're going to put a bitch bar on it. In biker's term, a bitch bar is just a bar where your passenger can lean against it. And in my opinion, I don't like them, but there's your bitch bar, just in case you do like them. Let's see. We'll put a rocket up there. Now, it looks like a fat boy. Look at that. It looks like one of those big touring bikes. And it's got one hell of a freaking turn radius. Holy crap. Okay, so, driving normally, we're going 52 miles per hour. Hit the boost. 88, 89. Really? That's it? Oh, geez, because I forgot to put rockets on the rest of this. And then, whoops. Yeah, that'd be a great place to put a rocket. Sit your butt down on this rocket right here. Whoa! Oh, that thing is all over the place. Okay, so I think what it is, there's too many rockets in the back. That's what happens when you're a little crazy. Okay, so I don't have the good fin. I don't have that big, long, tall fin. I got these crappy little side ones, and I can't find the big, tall one for some reason. I don't know why. So I think I'm going to put that big fin on it when I get the chance. I don't think I'm going to keep these rockets on it because it's not really what I was going for initially. But that is one hell of a motorcycle. I mean, that's what we said we were going to do. We were going to build a motorcycle. We build a friggin' motorcycle. Let's see how fast we can get it going now. Okay, so top speed, It's 47, 48. Boost. 128, 129. We got up to 129. That's pretty sick. I'll be honest with you guys. That's pretty sick for an experimental build like this. 129, 130 miles an hour, down a little bit of a hill, but still 130 miles an hour. That is cool. And if you guys wanted to copy the build, it's all yours. Have fun with it. If you copy it, give me credit at least. Thank you. But my personal favorite is the nice stripped down look. I like all of this stuff off. If you guys want to copy the build and take it, that's all yours. And if you want to put some guns, like there is so many places you could put guns on this. Gun on both of these gyros. Gun on the side. Whoops, I screwed up. There it is right there. Okay. I want at least one on there. One rocket. Gun here, gun in the back, gun on the sides here, gun on the battery. It actually could have a decent amount of guns. It's not going to have a ton. It's not going to be a monstrous killer. But it's definitely something that's going to be great for just dorking around, playing around, having a good time. Oops. Ouch. But yeah, I wonder how it does on the dunes. Let's go see how it does on the dunes. Whoa. That is not bad. I mean, I can turn it with hardly any out of control spinning out or anything. That's actually really nice. That is a lot of fun. I'm going to be driving this around off camera like no other, guys. That is awesome. That is so cool. Oh, having a hard time. Oh, you got to press forward too, Mystic. Okay, I wanted to actually do 2 builds today, and I wasn't sure how fast that we were going to be able to get this build done, and it ended up working out really, really well. It ended up turning out really fast, as in build time goes. I am going to do a snapshot of it, and I'm going to put the big fin on the top, on the back of it, and then I'm going to try it again with rockets, and if that works, I'll do another snapshot of it. But for the most part, I think this is pretty much it. I like this a lot. And its official name, the Nightmare Chopper. Whoa, wow, we had an extra thing over there. Yep, official name will be the Nightmare Chopper, so I like that. I like that build. I'm happy with that. I'm very happy with that. So yeah, there's that build. There's a motorcycle, an official motorcycle. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, you can buy this motorcycle for 10,000 block bucks. But if you like Harley Davidsons, then we can go ahead and slap a Harley Davidson logo on it for you, and you can pay an extra $30,000. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. You have the name brand Harley Davidson and the price tag to prove it. Okay. I'm giving a hard time to Harley Davidson riders. Love you guys. Don't worry about it. Any bikes that you ride, go for it. Have fun. Enjoy yourselves in real life. No offense, guys. Just got to give the Harley riders a little bit of a hard time. I ride a Suzuki, and that's just me. It's not a bullet bike. It's a muscle bike. So anyway, the second build that I wanted to do is I just wanted to do a simple little dune hopper. And I've already got the name for this bad boy. We are going to call this the Dune Frog. The Dune Froggy. Or in Ark Survival terms, the Bizzle Buffo. That's right. Louisiana Frog. We're going to get this thing up in the air. It's not going to go very high because we're missing a part. I've done this build once before. And really, every time when I start builds like this, I always have to spawn in a stupid big guy where I'm going to go jump it. Anyway, I want to get this thing up in the air a little bit, but we are missing one major component of it, and that is the big fins. And I'll explain to you a little bit later why it's such a big component. But right now, let's just build it. Now, when I build, and this just kind of hit me, I see a lot of people who, when they build, they build their beast, whatever you want to call it, and then they stack a whole bunch of batteries on it, and then they stack a whole bunch of shields on it. And that there's nothing wrong with that. But for the most part, it takes away from gun space, guys. It really does. And it also adds weight to your machine. So why not build with your shields and your batteries in the body of your machine? Like you can take your batteries and make it your body of your machine, or you can, like, I don't know, take your shields and make it as part of an axle or something like that. See, what I'm doing right now is I'm actually building in the body of the jumper right here. This is obviously my shields, and right here are my axle, but it's also my batteries. And it's going to make it a lot nicer because these things are going to be on it, and I'm not going to have to try and find a place to stack them. Plus, look at all of that room for guns. So yeah, if you guys are looking to lighten your load, just try building that stuff inside your body instead of actually building it and then trying to stuff them in your body. Wow, that sounds bad. Stuff them in your body later on. No, I don't want those wheels. They're great for flat and fast, but when it comes down to an actual jumping machine, they have a tendency to allow your blocks to hit the ground, and then you're just wasting a bunch of battery power trying to heal up all of your blocks. So we'll do it with these big tires here. And now, like I said before, I told you guys we don't have the big fin, and that's a very big problem. And the main reasons it's a problem is because when you're building a jumper, or when I'm building a jumper, this is my own personal experience, what I found for the best thing to get it to really jump is to get the butt end of it down and to get the front of it up. But you only want to get the butt end down far enough and the front end up far enough to where you get a nice arc out of your jump, and the fin helps you do that. The big fin, and I'm talking about the tall one, not these crappy little blah 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 things right here. Blech. Anyway, we'll put them on just because we need something to get the butt end of this thing down. But I'm talking about the big tall one, the one that's like twice as tall. That bad boy will push the butt end of your jumper down, and it'll get the front of your jumper up, and then your rockets will allow you to get a nice long arc out of it. So this one isn't going to really get that much of a jump distance out of it because we've only got these small ones. But once I'm able to get the tall fin, I'll put just the tip right here, just the tip. That's bad. I shouldn't have said that. Okay, just the tip. We'll put the tip of the long fin right here, the tall fin, not the long fin. The tall fin right here, and it will hang over the back of the rocket back here. Oh, I'm so bad. And that will give us a nice jump arc, a nice jump distance, because it'll push down the back of our jumper. But right now, let's go ahead and see if we can charge this bad boy up, which we're not going to have enough. We're not going to have enough battery power. So we'll steal it from the bike. Actually, we should probably steal it from... Oops, now that's going to get in the way. There we go. Okay, now we got our shields up. We can go out and we can do a little bit of dune jumping. Like I said, guys, I don't think this is going to get very high in the air, but once we get the big fin, it will definitely get high up in the air. We'll get some nice... And I'll revisit this build again when we get that fin, and I'll do another demonstration of it, but I'm going to see if I can go jump this, at least get it a little bit in the air. But if you look at all those nodes that you can put guns on it, and this thing will still jump if you put guns all over it. So that's not going to make any problems whatsoever. As long as you got that big fin in the back right there, it will definitely jump. So let's see if we can come over here. I don't think it's going to jump on these dunes. Oh, we forgot something. The most important part of this build. We need an engine. Or, in this case, a fuel thingamabobber digger thing, whatever it's called. No, thank you. And you... Right, yeah. Okay, let's see if we can get this bad boy in the air a little bit. I don't think we're going to be able to get too high over here. Oh, actually, that wasn't bad at all. That was pretty cool. Like I said, it's not going to get way up there until you get the big fin. Once you get the big fin, this thing will almost fly. I guarantee it. That's not bad. That's actually pretty cool. That is a lot of fun. And like I said, this is the Dune Frog. I already got the name for it. Dune Frog. Let's see if we can get up this tall mountain. We might be going a little bit slow. See if we can get some good air off of this. Woo! There you go. Not bad. Not bad at all. I like it. I'm happy with it. That is cool. That is definitely cool. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed the build. I really, really hope that you like the bike. That's my biggest hope, is you like the bike. You know, that's kind of cool looking. It looks like a, you know, an extreme sports guy's garage right there. The bike and the jumper. Anyway, if you liked it, hit the like button. If you didn't like it, don't hit it. Just make sure you subscribe. Keep gaming. Keep doing it at midnight. Have a blast. We'll see you guys in the next episode. Take care and have a good one.